everyone, it's Mr. Hollywood, and today is day 52 of my 200-day posting streak goal. And today, I'm going to talk about the Steven Spielberg version of War of the Worlds. And I will be talking about the Ice Cube one tomorrow. Very excited for that because it's the Ice Cube one. But before I give you my thoughts on the Steven Spielberg War of the World, feel free to share your thoughts on the Steven Spielberg War of the Worlds down below in the comments, and let's begin. So, the War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise, directed by Steven Spielberg, I think is a great movie. And I think the movie is very emotionally resonant throughout the film. And I think the movie is very well acted. I love seeing Ray's relationship with his kids. And I love how you see him in a bit of a weird phase of life, being divorced and being a single dad of 2 kids. And then obviously, based on the title, an alien invasion happens. And on paper, this film should be very silly. But I think the reason the film works very well is because I feel like it's not reliant on over-the-top action. It's reliant on caring about the characters' journeys throughout the film. And I also think the way it was shot and John Williams' score was just beautiful. And yeah, the action was great. However, the story and the tension I felt throughout the film was even greater. And I mean, that is the main reasons why this film is so great, because of how Steven Spielberg was able to craft this story and adapt it while still making this very entertaining and not being so reliant on action and more being focused on like the characters instead of just the experience of the war, which is what I like in a war movie. Now, I do think the movie teeter out a little bit in the last 30-ish minutes once you meet Tim Robbins' character. I think Tim Robbins did play a good villain. I do think the movie lost a little bit of steam. A little bit. Kind of like Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, honestly. Another Tom Cruise movie. However, it doesn't take away from the fact that this is an amazing movie. And it doesn't take away from the fact that I think it's pretty underrated, honestly. I think it's arguably Spielberg's most underrated film. It's definitely going to be high up there for sure when I do my top 10 Steven Spielberg movies, which I will do next week with the release of Disclosure Day, which I'm very excited to see Disclosure Day. And then I also do think this is pretty underrated in terms of Tom Cruise movies, where I think this is like borderline top 10 Tom Cruise movies. So yeah, I mean, War of the Worlds, if the final 20 minutes were a bit better, this probably could have been a top 5 Tom Cruise movie, and maybe even a top 5 Spielberg movie. I'm not going to quite say it's top 5 of either. Pretty good chance it's top 10 of both, though. It is a great movie. I think it is very underrated. I do highly recommend it. So I'm going to give this movie an A, and I'm not going to say a 10 because, well, I would have said A+. On the entertainment scale, I'm going to say like it's a 9.5. It is a great movie. Just wish they stuck the landing a little bit better. Doesn't change the fact I still love the movie, and I do highly recommend it. So that is my thoughts on the 2005 War of the Worlds, directed by Steven Spielberg and starring Tom Cruise. I'm going to watch the Ice Cube one later today. And I've definitely heard not good things about it, but I am curious to watch it. However, yeah, the Spielberg one was great. So, thanks for watching. Feel free to share your thoughts on the Steven Spielberg War of the Worlds down below in the comments. And I cannot wait to talk about the Ice Cube one tomorrow. And I cannot wait to see Disclosure Day. Now, thanks for watching, and peace out.